blah 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 blah.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Yeah, same old crap every friggin' day. Damn good coffee and hot. Good morning, Mr. Not So Lobstery today. Good morning, folks. It is Thursday. It is Thursday, July 28th, 2022. Kind of a overcast, gray, bad day over here. Hope it's better where you are. No co-host today. Not that one bailed on me. Nobody was scheduled for today. It seems to be an administrative mix-up by yours truly. So I don't have a co-host today, but Sam Berlin, comedian out of Michigan, I believe it's Michigan. He'll be with me at 10 a.m. today. Sam's a young man, very funny young man, comedian, working, getting started in the business, got the right attitude, funny guy, and He's working it. He's just graduated college in June, and he is doing his open mics and stuff like that, and getting some stage time under his belt. He also works in a cannabis dispensary and knows everything there is to know, or at least from my perspective, from where I stand, everything there is to know about getting high, weed, that stuff. So it will be an interesting conversation for me, and if it's an interesting conversation for you, for me, then and you and all of us, then it's a good day, right? Right, whatever. Here's what the deal is: if you know me and you've been part of the show and you want to pop in and have a conversation, I will send you a link. Just say the word. This is a very loose show today, Thursday. We got a call about 10 days ago to play some gigs Thursday nights at this place that I hate. Am I already bashing my places of employment? And it's a huge place, and it's back on the Mile, a nautical mile in Freeport, New York. And the Mile was where we got started, and it was a great place when we got started. It was amazing. It was an amazing feeling, but we ruined it. And decibel police came in with their decibel guns and checking, make sure you aren't over 86 decibels when you're playing. And they started building these big places. And the place we were supposed to play tonight, and are still scheduled to play tonight, is this monstrosity of it's like a Vegas hotel in the middle of a bunch of small pubs and places, like small venues, and then you have this gigantic resort, and we're supposed to play there tonight. Now, the weather might have other plans, and it certainly looks like we got a 90% chance of rain. It's a 2-hour drive for me to get there. So I'm hoping to know at least 2 hours before showtime, more than that, hopefully, whether this thing is called off. It's one of those things you don't want. I didn't want the gig, taking the gig because the band members wanted to play there. But I just don't enjoy it at all. It's just too big for me, too disconnected from the people. But I took the gig. And then you get worked up for the gig and start planning for the gig. And then you don't want it to get rained out. But there's a part of me, there's a show to be played. And I get excited about that and get up for it. So I'm mixed feelings, but probably going to get rained out anyway. Now, I canceled shows for tonight on my nighttime podcast just to be able to do this. So that kind of hurts if it gets rained out. Depressing, but it is what it is. That's my complaint for today. If you think my complaints stop there, you don't know me very well. Jess is supposed to be back with us tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing her. And but that's always up in the air because she's an in-demand actress, Hollywood property, and could get something. Let's face it, better to do than this. Anyway, so what's going on in the world? Well, you know what's trending on Twitter? Suddenly died. People are blaming sudden deaths on the COVID vaccine. I think if I have the numbers correctly, or if I might not have the numbers correctly, so don't hold me to this, but I believe there have been somewhere between 12 and 15 million doses of the vaccine given out or injected. 4 people have died suddenly, and people are jumping to conclusions that it's a COVID vaccine. Now, throughout the history of mankind, people have died suddenly. It's not an unusual thing. People have died suddenly all the time. Unfortunately, death is part of life, and we don't always know the causes. Believe me, working in the autopsy labs, 50 a year, 50 people were, oh, he died, and they weren't expecting him to die. Last year, one of my best friends died suddenly. No reason. He went to sleep and didn't wake up. They still don't know really what killed him, even after autopsies and things like that. So it happens. But this is just the state of conspiracy theory we're in, and it's driving me crazy that people, stupid people, people who couldn't graduate high school or barely graduated high school, are leading the world with theories, and not even theories, hypotheses, uh, that just throwing shit against the wall and see what sticks, and making shit up in the wildest imagination. So that's this is the world we live in now, conspiracy world, 2022, where everything that happens is subject to conspiracy theories. I hate theories. They're not theories. They're fucking wild guesses by stupid people. Conspiracy wild guesses by stupid people is what they should be called. Now it's easier to say theories. We are brought to you. We are on the Governor's Comedy Podcast Network, and I have some news to share with that because I haven't even shared this with them yet. I guess I better. Uh, well, let's look over the governor's calendar before I talk about that news. And what's going on at Govs this week. Now, they had a kiddie show, kiddie show this week, kiddie comedy. I don't think they call it kiddie comedy. Um, it was an all ages show, but starting in daytime. Anyway, share screen here. Come on, dude. Wake up. Wake up, Strawberry. All right. Governor's Comedy Club. Governor's Main Room. I went over this Monday, but it's good to do it twice a week. And I missed it yesterday. Governor's Main Room. Uh, Tonight is the 29th. No, 28th is. So tomorrow night is the 29th. Knights of Rocco in the Giggle Room. Let's look at this. Knights of Rocco Comedy Showcase features all-star cast of local favorites of the Long Island comedy scene. Do you people out there know the local favorites of the Long Island comedy scene? I bet you don't. I bet you I don't. These are the faces to watch out for as they climb the ranks of the comedy world. Climbing the ranks is a unusual thing. Special guest, the return of Kevin Brogan. You familiar with any of these people? Long Island favorites. Ashley Rosen, Michelle McDonald, Jada Allison, Robert Griffo, Gordon Kutcher, Andrew Bergen, headlined by Steve Rocco Perillo. I think Steve Rocco Perillo's father owned a pool company or something around here. So that's what's happening tomorrow night over in the Giggle Room in Levittown. The headlining is Joe Matarese. Uh, in the late 70s and in the 80s, Joe Matarese grew up in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, with a dream in his head, inspired by singer Tom Jones. Through the years of commitment and perseverance, he continued performing his stand-up act, which has grown it into a retrospective show called Remember When. This new stand-up show is Joe's nostalgic reflection of growth, family, friends, young love, video games, and music from the late 70s and 80s, and has become a soundtrack for the discovering of adulthood. Sounds like he's a boomer. Late 70s and 80s. Well, maybe not. Maybe he was young in the late 70s and 80s. Because that's, boomers became men in the late 70s, and men and women. Uh, Joe has contacted me, and he's going to be on the show. I wanted to have him on the show to promote these gigs this weekend, but that's not happening, obviously. And then July 30th, stand-up showcase, Aragona Comedy presents Dan LaRocco Birthday Bash in the Little Room, Aragona Comedy. And outdoors on the patio, Teddy Smith tomorrow. That's Saturday night. Saturday night? I don't know. What day is today? It's Thursday. Over in the brokerage, tonight, Chris Frangiola special. Tomorrow, Chris Roach. And Saturday, Mick Thomas. And one more, McGuire's over in Bohemia. The great Long Island Laugh Off second round, which is a competition thing they got going on there. Then tomorrow night, stand-up showcase, an evening of laughs, a special event. Stand-up showcase is more showcasing several comedians. I don't know. It doesn't say how many they have on here. And then J.J. Ramirez on Saturday night. So there you have it. That's what's going on at Governors. Hope you get out there, support your local governors, support your local comedy clubs. Friend of mine just opened up a really cool, I gotta forget the name of it, really small but very cool comedy club in Scarsdale, New York. Now Scarsdale's a trek for me. Probably about 3-hour drive, but I got to get up there. It's a really small room with a really small stage, but intimate, and it looks great. And they have a couple of. They just opened up Wednesday. What was last night? Wednesday. They opened up Tuesday, and have had some really killer shows. And I've posted some videos of it, and it just looks like a great venue to see comedy. Intimate venue. So there's that. Now, I mentioned Governors, obviously, and we're on the Governors Comedy Podcast Network. We will also have a new sponsor as of Monday. I wanted to bring this up today because of something Dean just posted on Twitter about Joey Diaz doing a residency in New York City, and I want to go. I can't say too much about this, but I'm just going to say the sponsorship is another comedy club series of properties that Joey is involved with, well entrenched in, and we're supposed to be, or I'm going to be, talking up all his shows that are at their clubs. So I'm not sure that me going to a residency someplace else that he's playing is going to sit well with our sponsors right off the bat. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I've never. I shouldn't say. The residency stuff. Oh, I think that makes comedians stale. I do. I mean, I think everybody in entertainment. If you stay a little hungry, you're better. I have seen comedians at residencies in the middle of it and walked away disappointed. Like, they've been here for 2 weeks every, or 3 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever it was. And by the time you're halfway through that and you go to those shows, you can feel it. There's no energy there. So I don't know that I will be. I'd definitely love to go to a show with some friends from this show and friends that have been to other shows with. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that one. That's all I'm saying. But so Uncle Vinny's comedy clubs in New Jersey will be part of the program, trying to keep that. And we're growing to other comedy clubs too. I have things in the works for comedy clubs, chains of comedy clubs, all across this great land, and they are open to getting their comedians, the people who are going to be performing there, on the program for interviews. Morning stuff, is always a challenge with comedians, and then it's a matter of the clubs helping convince them to get up early and come on the program. But things are looking up in that, and I'm excited about some of the prospects of the near future. If I can keep this train on the tracks, some really cool comedians will be joining us at some point. Now, last night on the Mind Dog TV podcast, All Things Paranormal with Scarlett Peretta. Pretty interesting show, I thought. And I asked Scarlett if she would be open to joining this program. I want to get, I know I have just comedians on here, but I want to get some more people that will to really rock the boat for the chat room. And, I think there will be some really strong opinions that might add some flavor to the conversation. So I asked her if she would be interested in joining us. And I'm going to probably be getting some other next week. I have a guy on who was a drug kingpin in Miami. It's like a cross between Scarface and Blow. This guy has written a book called The King of Miami. And he's going to be on the nighttime show. And I'm thinking it would be good to get him on the morning show to talk about some of his adventures in the world of cocaine dealership, the high-paced, glamorous world of cocaine dealership. I'm going to go over and say hi to whoever's in the chat room. Let me see who's there. Good morning, Kevin. Nice footage. Nice footage from Lake Superior. You know what? I got a different picture of Lake Superior in my mind. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Dean. Uh, good morning, Craig. Morning, how's it? Light in the chat room so far today, and that's all fine and dandy. Um, yeah, Lake Superior. You know, I picture that, and I've never been to Lake Superior. The only Great Lake I want to say Erie, but uh, been to Niagara Falls. What is that on? I don't even know where. um, Great Lakes, don't know, but I think of Lake Superior as a body of water that can fool people into it being an ocean, being that big, and waves that. And the footage Kevin took, it's a sheet of glass. I never pictured Lake Superior to be like that at all. Again, they have big ships that go out there, ships sink. They've had some. Must have caught it on just like a magical morning or something, because that body of water is way too big to be that still. It's just Uh, oh, Kevin said he swam in the 44-degree water now for a minute. Yeah, I would. Ooh. I've been in water that cold. Your limbs freeze up pretty quick, and I know that's not freezing, but it feels freezing. Uh, if you're a landlubber. Oh boy, I'm full of allergies here. So he picked a perfect time of night to fly. Water was still. I get it. Is the water like that still often, or was that like once a century type moment? Uh, but anyway, best of 8 nights we were there. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think of Lake Superior to be like that. When I think of it, I think of at least 3, 4 feet crests and waves and stuff like that, like an ocean beach. So enough that would fool somebody who's a landlubber to thinking they were at an ocean if they didn't know any better. Got to tend to the allergies. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, now I mentioned Sam Berlin, who's going to be with us at 10 a.m. And he works in a dispensary and knows a lot about the things associated with the weed. The weed, the weed. You kids know the weed. Well, we our sponsor, new sponsor this week is the Daily High Club, and Daily High Club is a subscription based. Um, how do I describe this? A subscription based paraphernalia and stoner equipment Stoner Equipment Company that you can get plenty of cool stuff, not just pipes, and you don't need to buy the box, by the way. You can buy all the stuff individually. Bongs, uh, cool, really cool bongs, freeze pipes and things like that, all sorts of assorted pipes, smoking accessories, dab rigs, you name it. Or they also have really cool merchandise in lines of t-shirts, sweatshirts, and all that kind of stuff. Cleanser stuff, all sorts of cool stuff like that. Um, what do we got here? They got infused Valentine's Day recipes, recipe books for people making their own edibles, all that kind of stuff. Uh, Daily High Club. Use the promo code MindDog. With over 1 million weed smoking accessories sold, over 15,000 subscribers, Daily High Club is one of the leading online retailers of glass water pipes, vaporizers, and other in-demand weed smoking accessories. Daily High Club provides a marketplace with a wide variety of high-quality products and subscription boxes. Daily High Club has an active social media presence and numerous influencer celebrity endorsements, including Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg. Uh, they don't got Willie. You got to get Willie. Let me see you, Willie. You want? I'm not impressed until I see you, Willie. Uh, so Daily High Club, go there, dailyhighclub.com. Use the promo code MindDog, MINDDOG, and you're gonna save on the you're going to save on everything, but the subscription boxes especially. So there you go. Accessories for cannabis culture. Is that how I want to describe it? Okay. Craig is writing copy for us now. He's not only doing the marketing for the program and everybody else and every comedian who ever lives gigs. Uh, on spec, by the way. He's also writing copy for the ads, and I appreciate that. We appreciate everything Craig does here. What's temps dropping from 100 plus daily to high of 86 tomorrow and 88 rare July cold front. I don't know if I'd call 86 a cold front. I'd call it a heat wave breaking, not necessarily a cold front. Oh wow, it's so chilly, 86 degrees. No, I hear you. We've had that here. I think it happened 2 days ago where the heat wave broke. Um, 100 plus daily temperatures. It could be brutal. Uh, is that the time of day or already? What is it that time of day already? Oh, is it? Yes, it's morning. It's morning here. It's morning in America. Good morning, you pig bastard. Speaking of pig bastards, Dykes and Man will be onto Jamie. If you want to join me, I don't have a co-host today. If you want to pop in and say hello, so I could call you a fucking pig to your face, that would be beautiful. Craig says 69 degrees this morning here in Albuquerque. Wow. Now that's a bit of a chilly thing. Craig likes to say whales, not whales, doesn't he? Whales, not whales, beasties. He says, so it was 72 here, 72 now. All right, we're playing the temperature game. Is this the weather show? Mind Dog's weather program. Let me see what we got here. First of all, you got to hold your phone right side up. Can you tell him a little bit still sleeping? Can you tell? Of course you can tell. You see me like this every day and you say, what the fuck do we even want? So right now it's 77 degrees here, but I have a 90% chance of rain today. Wait, did that just change? Oh no. So my gig is not going to get. See, this is the problem. If I don't get rained out, now I've prepared myself for a rain out, and that's not a good thing because I'll be slacking, expecting the thing to get rained out, and then it won't get rained out, and then I'll have to rush, get my shit together to drive 2 hours and get all set up and like that. So yeah. No, this is not true. This is absolutely not true. Tom is a great guy, but he is not. He is not a shaman. He is not a. He's not a rainmaker. He's not. It doesn't have the power to send you rain. Now let's be real here. Damn allergies are fucking with me. Kevin says, people complain about bad forecasts, right? Because every weather station brags about how good their forecasts are. I don't really station. I could just go by Apple Weather on the phone. Joe Joe Walters wants to know how about them Mets. No, I understand. See, here's the thing. Steve Cohen, uh, the Mets owner, the owner of the Mets, has done a really cool thing. He's going to be. He announced that he's going to be buying the entire team and everybody associated with the team, the biggest televisions that are in production right now, so they can watch the playoffs. Um, I know the Met fans are all juiced up because they beat the Yankees 2 games in a row. Yankees with the best record in baseball still by far. And Met fans are all like, rah, 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 see you in October. They've been that way all year long. The Mets are just hanging on by a thread in first place, and I don't expect them to be because I lived as a Met fan for almost 50 years before I gave it up. And I've seen this act before. They are going to break your heart. They are going they are going to get you to believe that you are going to be in it, and then you're not going to be in it, and then you're going to be depressed all winter long. This is what the Mets do to people. So this is why I'm busting balls. And the people who don't really know me don't realize I'm busting balls, and they think I'm like a Met hater. I'm not a Met hater. I'm busting balls of Met fans who are falling for it. This is the Mets 60th anniversary. They're falling for it for the 60th year in a row. They're falling for the Lucy football. They're Charlie Brown falling for Lucy holding the football for him. And I'm fucking with them on Facebook. Some people are reacting angrily, like they think I'm really serious about because I come up with the most absurd. I said that the Mets were trading their entire lineup for the Bridgeport Bluefish mascot. Now, if I were really a Met hater, I don't know. I don't think it would be making something that ridiculous up. But so people are acting, they're overreacting to what I'm doing. But I love it. The more they overreact, the more I'm gonna fucking bust balls and continue that stuff. So it's fun. It's raining in Oklahoma. If anybody cares, this is I'm Matt, meteorologist Matt, with your national weather forecast, your worldwide weather forecast. It is raining in some part of Oklahoma. If we look over here on the map, you can't see the map because there is no map. Uh, so anyway, I'm going to see what's trending over on Twitter that I can talk about while I waste time to see uh, till till Sam Berlin gets here. Uh, what's going on here? Um, it's all politics, 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 politics. You know, the walls are definitely closing in on the orange marshmallow or whatever he is. Um, and things are things are going to get more bizarre with him. The more a wild animal gets cornered, the more unpredictable, the more just crazy it will act. And listen, Donald Trump again. I know you people hate fucking politics, but this is really a personal thing. The man, the person, has never been held accountable for any of his fuck ups his entire life, and now he's really looking at. And I said yesterday I don't think he'll spend a minute in jail, but he's looking at it like it's a real possibility now because there's a federal grand jury um, ready to indict him. Like grand juries, they rarely don't indict. The whole purpose of a grand jury is just to give the prosecutor cover. So if you impanel a grand jury, the idea behind the grand jury is just to come through with the indictment, and that's their job. Give me a reason, give me a platform to stand on for this indictment. That's what it is. So prosecutors generally don't impanel a grand jury if they're not really sure they can get an indictment, and it's pretty easy once that's done. I mean, because the prosecutor controls everything. It's not like a trial. There's no due process in a grand jury setting. Um, it's just the prosecutor presenting his case and saying, "Hand me down an indictment." That's what it is. Anyway, the one other thing is they got the warrant, the prosecution. Look at how dark he is. What a dark. It's Black Jamie Dykes is with us. The Black Jamie Dykes.
What up, people? You know what I'm saying? God damn it. It's Black Jamie
All right,
Dax.
just let me finish this thought, and I'll be right with you. What? It says holy something in the corner. What? You got holy? Are you holy? You're not holy. You
Yes.
making jokes about Jesus with nails through his palms and home. I thought it said holy
Oh,
home. Anyway, the thing with Trump is his attorney John Eastman. They got a warrant to take all the information off his phone finally, and what that means really is to get that warrant the prosecutors have to go to a judge and say, "We know what's on the phone. We know what it's likely to say, and this is what the indictment is likely to produce." Before a judge will sign off on that, so that's what they got. Not looking good for Trump. He's getting nervous. That's my point. And a nervous criminal who has never been held accountable is a dangerous person. It's like Al Capone backed into a corner. He's got a machine gun. Who wants to go get him? That's what Trump's going to be like. He's like a caged animal, unpredictable. Thank God he doesn't have the nuclear football with him at this point, but he's a dangerous guy. So that's
hell
all the
yeah.
point.
Is this relating to the storm the Capitol stuff? Is this all sort of coming to a close now where he's gonna get like prosecuted or some
Well,
shit?
yes, but I believe he's got like Hitler. He's got like a dark guardian angel. You know how Hitler lucked out so many times with people trying to kill him, and he just didn't
Yeah,
show up in the right. I think Trump's got that going on. He's had it going on his whole life. Like his wife, who was just about to, turn state's evidence on him, just falls down the stairs and dies.
yeah,
Uh,
died of blunt force trauma to the gut or some shit. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know the full ins and outs until I just read like the art. I think I can't remember what paper it was in online, The Guardian, and it was it's kind of it's very fucking sketchy. It's people just turn up dead when certain things
He's
start.
really lucky.
He's an extremely lucky fucking guy, and also I think is a bit of luck, but I think it's also like a cocktail of just like self-indulgent arrogance as well, because he's gone through his entire life doing what he wants to do with zero repercussions. He's always had financial backing, and he's just always fucking walked a line of zero consequence. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
So
So
it's just
you're good friends with Boris Johnson, right? You could get him for this
amazing.
show.
Yeah, I can get Bojo on you, no problem. He's not really got much to do these days. He's sort of being sort of forced into retirement. But then I think he's doing the Trump thing now, where he's basically saying, "Yeah, I'll come back."
Oh,
Uh, I
I
think
never
it's
heard him referred to as Bojo. I kind of like that, Bojo.
Bojo. Yeah, it's kind of like a name given to him because in his last like fucking speech in Parliament as PM, he said, "Hasta la vista, baby." So whether he was like referring to Terminator's sort of
I'll be
"I'll
fine.
be back" and fucking messed up, I don't know, but it's sort of reference like "I'm gonna come back," but he's the
Wow.
same. He's gone through like the Trump thing. He's gone through his most of his life and also his political career just literally just walking down a line, not giving a fuck who's in the way, saying what he wants to say, doing what he wants to do, and he's got this swag of arrogance which entitles him to get away with stuff. It's wrong. It's
Was he a
completely.
rich kid? Was he born
Oh
with a
yeah,
silver spoon? Oh yeah.
yeah. He was basically him and a lot of the Tories, even David Cameron, the prime minister a few years back. They were in the same school together. So they grew up together. They went to these private schools together. They went in the same circles together, and they were all like they were like the musketeers of Eton, but they had no chivalry whatsoever, just they believed the world owed them something. Boris Johnson's ever since he was a child, I think it is well documented in some article. It basically said when he was a child, he wanted to be king, or he wanted to rule the fucking country. That was his ambition as a child. You
Wow.
know,
King
so
doesn't do the king doesn't do anything over there, does he?
it
I
is.
mean,
It is
I know
yeah,
it's the queen now, but
it is
eventually,
no king. We don't have a king. It's I think when Liz dies, bless her. Obviously, it's going to be handed down to his son Charles, and he's going to be the king. But it's just
I
it's
don't know. Charles is old. He's old, a lot older than me. Well, that family has a tendency to live long
Yeah,
time.
man. There's one thing you can say about fucking Queen Liz, right? Yeah, I think she's like the longest reigning monarch in history. I don't just think
She's
in
what,
the UK.
200 now? Is she 200 or something?
She's
200
pushing 200. She's pushing 200. Yeah, she's pushing that age. But
Imagine how dry that vag must be.
fuck, man, it's probably. I mean, she pushed out a couple of kids, right? And I don't think anything's been inside it since the last guy, came inside, and she forced out the last incestuous sprog. But
Wow.
fuck the royal family. It's crazy how many people still think it's a necessary institution to have. It's like
Why?
they just think it's just, I don't know. It's like an older generational thing, but it's still like when they have these the royal weddings and wherever and the funerals. No matter what walk of life you come from, people always gather in masses. No matter, you can't say nothing wrong about the royal family on social media when it comes to a wedding or a funeral. It's like, oh, they're our royal family.
Yeah.
Outside, no one really gives a shit.
When I was in the hair and beauty industry, and
I believe.
a lot of the English hairdressers are from the upper class. They treat. I mean, they made me watch the royal wedding. That was
Uh,
whatever the fuck that was, and I was not interested, But
Yeah, it's a painful experience. Any ceremonial thing with that much pomp to me is just it's cringeworthy at best. It's fucking horrible.
we don't get it, Obi. I mean, I don't know if anybody that really gets the whole monarchy thing, and the Winders aren't even English. I think their bloodline is German or something.
It's like I think Philip was like he was Mountbatten, which was I think is Greek or something, like Greek heritage. The Queens are German descent, and some other bits and pieces thrown into the fucking incestuous cocktail mix too. But
Now,
it's
are you for you saying that? Are they going to come knock on your door in any moment and take you away and throw you in?
well, fortunately about living in the UK, probably the same as the States as well. You can say what you want to say about any sort of hierarchy. It's okay. No one's gonna knock the fucking door. It's you know, let
Yeah,
him knock.
Carl walked past the beefeater guy at Buckingham Palace and said, "Is she
Oh
dead
yeah,
yet? Is she dead
dead
yet?"
yet? Yeah, I can imagine Carl doing that. Just like she dead yet. It's, they they those fucking guys just stand there like fucking eh. But yeah, I can imagine Carl going up to one of those guys and just saying something like that and just getting zero response.
Now, do you know about that job? Kids go to school wanting to grow up to be that, and like it must pay well, or what's the deal with that job?
Not
The
a
beefeater.
fucking clue. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's probably the same as like the Swiss Guard for the Vatican. It's probably something that you're born into a specific family, which makes you believe that this is an honourable and respectful thing to do. Because obviously you've got to bear in mind when it comes to the royal family, obviously same similar topic to like the Vatican and stuff. They believe that they are. I don't know so much now, but there was a time where they believed that they were of like divine rule. They were sort of God's appointee on earth in a similar way to the Pope is. And
Wow.
it's just insane that people would fall for that shit. I mean, a few hundred years ago, yeah, you can sort of see how certain people would fall for that bollocks because it was kind of like death by the sword if you went
Yeah,
against the royal family. But now you can pretty much say and do anything you want
that's cool.
within reason.
Um, so you got a show today, and you're going to be helping people who have sexual feelings towards their coworkers.
Yeah,
Um,
anything.
where where does that come from? Is that a real thing, or are you just like throwing shit out there for
Oh,
marketing?
well, me and Carl were just sort of
Carl wants to boff somebody he worked with. Is that the deal?
yeah. Me and Carl were just sort of spitballing ideas about different things to do, and he said, "Yeah, we can do like I don't know, like a Dear Deidre thing whereby
Oh, it's like a Dear Abby with Dear
yeah,
Dykes and Man.
people just
Oh,
write into us or say, "Oh, I got a problem with my cat. My cat has cat cancer, and I can't afford the vet bill. What do I do?" Just weird shit, And we'll try and help. A couple of years ago, me and a friend of mine, and I discussed this with Carl as well. He likes the idea of maybe doing something like you have to basically become a defense lawyer for someone is inevitably guilty, and you have to sort of defend their case. So I think we might move on to like being defense lawyers for the worst of the worst.
I like
Just
that. Is that Hank?
yeah, I got some bad news about Hank.
Uh-oh.
He went to the vets today. He had a pre-op, and in a couple of weeks he's having his balls cut off, man.
Oh. Well, that happened to me too.
Yeah, to the dog, buddy. Hey,
They,
he's
t-
having.
they did that to me too. They do that to all dogs.
They do. All
Uh,
dogs do not go to heaven.
that will change his personality a little bit. He'll get a little more. Yeah, I know it did with me when they cut my balls off. I
I
was
can
very
tell.
mellow for about 6 months, a year or so. But
Yeah.
he'll get back to his old self. Sorry, Hank.
Yeah.
Did he
Buddy.
get to did he get to shoot a load yet? Did he get anybody pregnant?
As of yet, no. He's like one and a bit years old, and he still hasn't like
I
really.
would let him do that before I cut his balls off. I mean, it's only right. Like, just
Yeah.
take him out into the woods, let him fuck some bitch, and get her knocked up with like 9 little baby Hanks or whatever, and then you
Yeah.
can cut his balls off in good conscience. Say, "Hey, man, I
I'm all
took care of
for
it."
that. I'm definitely down with that. The problem is I think Keely doesn't want any stray kids running around.
You don't have to, nobody has to know it. Like with my dog, when I did it years ago, it just took him to the park. He found and we never stayed in touch with them. We were like, yeah, it's like you do the Herschel Walker thing. You just knock them up and leave.
Just knock them up and leave, man. I like the
No
fucking
child support, no
well,
puppy support.
yeah, well, we've got a few weeks, so I think it's like actually it's like a
Let me
week.
talk to Hank. Put Hank on.
Hank, come on, dog beats dog.
Now, Hank, you gotta go to the park. All right. So here's something, and if anybody, we have friends in the chat room. If you want to help out with this, listen to the Doug Stanhope podcast yesterday. Have you listened to the latest episode of Stanhope?
Oh no, I haven't listened to the latest Stanhope one yet. I think I'm about 2 weeks behind, maybe.
Let me tell you what he said.
Do it.
He was talking about going. He has a UK tour coming up, and he said he's looking to go on podcasts. If anybody knows comedians in the UK who have podcasts, to get in touch with him.
Oh,
so
shit.
I said I went back because the numbers on this show and my evening show do really well. And it started with you. But Cardiff numbers have jumped. In Cardiff right now, I can look up the numbers, but last week on one day, this show, and you weren't even on it, I don't know, like you're not like a star in Cardiff, but we had 7,000 downloads of I think it was the Jess episode.
Okay. Yeah.
In Cardiff alone, we had another 4,000 in London, and probably I want to say something somewhere like 3,500 in Bath. So I got big numbers over there. So
Nice.
I just get the people to go and say, "Hey, Doug, I hear you're looking for English and British podcasts. You should go on the Mind Dog TV. Go back on the Mind Dog TV network and promote your upcoming tour." Yeah.
Your shit, Doug. Promoted heavily, man. Yeah, that's good to know. I think it's like mid-September. I think he's in Cardiff, which is that's where we're gonna go. So I'm looking forward to that. Hey, I mean, I might if paths cross, whether it be on social media or whatever, then I may try and hook up if he feels like doing a cheeky pod somewhere. But it's one of those things. I don't like to like be badgering people unless I'm drunk, like I done with the Brendan Walsh thing. Come on, Brendan.
It was Brendan's birthday yesterday, and you didn't even wish him a happy birthday.
I didn't even know. I apologize to the Walsh man. I didn't even know it was his birthday. That's the thing. Like Twitter, like Facebook, right? You'll have it's so and so's birthday or whatever the fuck, but you don't get that on Twitter, do you?
Yeah, but he went out of his way to tell everybody it was his birthday. I wouldn't do that. That to me, that's a kid thing to do. I mean, children do that. Hey, it's my birthday.
But Walsh is very sort of. He's got that sort of like childlike comic mentality, hasn't he? It's very.
Yeah, he's back on his Peeping Tom stuff. He hadn't done the Peeping Tom thing in like 2 years, but last night he was back on the Peeping Tom thing. That shit cracks me up.
Yeah. I like his Rene Fabergé. I like them ones.
Yeah.
The Rene Fabergé. They're good stuff. But yeah, I'll listen to the stand-up podcast and get that fucking pig on. It's
J to the Dizay.
J to the Dizay. It's to do with my get up, my baseball cap turned backwards, yo.
Wow.
Turn that baseball cap backwards, yo. Know what I'm saying, fools?
Yeah. So governors, which I don't even have the governor's badge up, do I?
Hi, governors. Where's the logo? There it is.
Yeah, so Governors we're on the Governors Podcast Network now, but as you know, I think I mentioned to you, I've reached out to Uncle Vinny's and they have agreed to sponsor and provide this show with some comedians that are performing there. Joey Diaz's show is sold out there, so he probably doesn't need any promotion. He's there for 3 days this month, and all 3 shows are sold out. Yeah. But Dean mentioned this morning that Joey Diaz is doing a residency in New York City starting in September.
Oh, shit.
Do I want to go to that? I was like, I don't know if I don't. That's probably I'm trying to be careful about conflicts of interest. So if I'm promoting him at this club he does a lot of work at in Jersey, for me to be going to a show in New York City while I'm promoting that might be a conflict of interest. I don't know where conflicts start
Yeah,
and end.
but just the opportunity, I suppose, to go and see Diaz live would be something fucking.
Yeah, I'd rather get him on this program than drive to New York City to go see him live. To be honest,
Yeah, but it's a
uh,
bit of a stretch for you, right? For where you are, Long Island to the city. It's quite a,
fucking A. It's like you might as well. I might as well go to Wales. I might as well just take a plane across the ocean.
yeah.
No, that's not true.
It's
I
it's
lied.
fucking. I think we were discussing this before. I think it was back end of last year when I jumped on the when your late shows. I think we was discussing the distance between here, where I live to Paris, and
Yeah,
the distance between where you live to somewhere in the States, and it was just fucking crazy. It's
yeah,
the UK is relatively small compared to vast, to the States. It's
yeah. Uh, Dina told me Jersey and New York City are different worlds. It's a different world. Wasn't that that was a show in the '80s, a spinoff from the Cosby Show, A Different
oh,
World.
so really, yeah.
What are you getting? Work calls?
No, it's a fucking sales call. You just know the numbers straight off the cuff now. It's they bounce through randomly.
Yeah,
This is the thing. You might be able to answer this. I never been bothered to Google it. So you'll get a phone number, and a number will call you, right? And you'll know it's a sales number because you recognize the numbers. Sometimes you answer them, and there's just like I don't know, like an automated voice. But sometimes you'll answer them, and the line will just cut out after like a few seconds.
yeah.
Just dead. Are they? Is that a way of them collect? Can they collect data
No,
through?
what it is
Right.
they mass dial more as many people as they can, and they only have a certain number of operators. And if anybody picks up, the operator
Yeah.
will jump on that. So if they hear a voice, but too many people pick up, they don't have enough people to actually I'll call them back.
Right. It's a similar solution than I thought, but there we go. It's just bullshit then.
A good way to end that, and I've started doing this recently, is I pick up the phone, and if they ask for Matt Napo, and I know it's a salesperson or something like
Yeah.
that, I say, no, I've been getting a lot of calls for him. I just got this phone. I've been getting a lot of calls for him. This isn't his number anymore. And they say, okay, thank you. We'll take you off the list. Yes, take me off the list. That's
And
exactly
you're
right.
off. And
Take
you're
me
off
off
the
the.
list.
Yeah, so that's my new thing is tell him, no, he must have died or something. I just got this phone.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
He's
Sometimes I just give the
dead.
phone to my boy, and he'll just basically pick up the phone and he'll just start talking absolute nonsense down the line. If it's an individual on the other side, they just hang up. So one was a
Back when I had a student loan, and this was like 20 years ago,
good
I
time.
I got the collection calls for the student loan.
Yeah.
It was entertainment. I would have a guy on for like an hour arguing with me and getting schoolyard rank outs from bill collectors going back and forth. I remember one guy getting really angry because I was explaining to him and I kept calling him dude. Like, dude, you don't understand. I don't have any money right now, and I'm not. Oh, you got get your checkbook out. I'm like, dude, and then he started getting really angry that I called him dude. He kept saying, "Don't call me dude." So I
Yeah.
was like upping it up, like, listen, dude, I'm gonna call you dude all day long, and
Yeah.
like all that shit was going on for like an hour. I'm not kidding, an hour on the phone, keeping this guy working. I was like, you got to realize the whole time you're fighting with me, you're wasting your time. You're not going to get anything when there could be other people who owe you money. You could be calling.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of the first lessons I learned in like sales was I spent some time on the phone sort of just getting into like nearly arguments with customers or potential customers, and that's when I was told just to sit the fuck back and you got to learn sometimes just to drop the fucking line and move on to the next one because you are just wasting time.
The UK fits in New Mexico when we have a room for most of Iceland. I think that's a plan.
Nice.
We should ask. I don't even know who's in charge over there anymore. So if they want to move the country to New Mexico,
I think
as long as they get Epstein's ranch or whatever that is with
yeah,
them.
yeah. I think we should definitely do that. I think it sounds like a plan, because we can't really go that further afield anymore without traffic jams at the ports because thanks Brexit. But yeah, maybe we should chuck ourselves into New Mexico. I'll fucking take that one.
Yeah.
No problem. So speaking of sales calls and shit, this is a few years ago when we still had the landline plugged in. We kept having the same repeat call. It was from every couple of days you get a phone call. It was about buying a new phone or whatever the fuck. So I preempted that they were going to call. So I went on YouTube and I sort of prepared a clip. Do you know the film Glenn Ross
Mm-hmm.
with Al Pacino?
I love that one.
There's a part where he explodes Al Pacino. You stupid fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. I got that fucking segment ready to go. So when they finally played it, I don't give a fuck who you are, whose nephew you are, whose dick you're sucking on. I'm going to get you a job, shithead. I was just this guy on the phone. Sir, please calm down. Oh, I'm going to Mitch and Murray.
It's like you and Al Pacino.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I'm gonna have to, I'll dig it out and I'll send it to you. It's fucking it's quite I ruined it by talking into the phone as well, but I played the whole clip. It went really well. And this guy on the phone was going, "Sir, please, your mouth." You it worked well. It worked quite well.
Yeah. I had to call support for a friend's website hosting yesterday, and it's a local U.S. number. And I call it, and my cell phone comes up Vietnam. Like, what are you fucking sending me to Vietnam for? Now I'm talking to somebody in Vietnam who does. First of all, I have hearing problems anyway. But if your accent is that bad, I can't tell what the fuck you're saying. Like, put on somebody I can understand. But yeah, those people, and sometimes I curse at them, and they get upset like that. But I never call them a cunt. I'm reserved with the cunt. I only in extreme circumstances will I go to, and because in the U.S. that's a Stanhope was talking about that on his podcast too. How different languages different things are permissible on U.S. radio that are not permissible on UK radio, but other things that are permissible on UK radio are not permissible. Like you can call people, I don't know if not call them a cunt on radio over there, but like he was saying the word retard, you could use that all day long on U.S. radio, but if you did that in the UK, you'd be in trouble. And I forget what words he was saying that you can't say.
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of radio. I listen to it during the daytime if I'm at work, and it's usually like LBC and stuff. But I'm not sure what the ins and outs are. But I definitely know the word retard is, for some reason, it's one of those big no-nos. You didn't even hear it on modern TV shows anymore. It's just something that people just don't do. I know Ricky Gervais likes to throw the word out quite a bit.
Yeah.
He pushes the boundaries with. He got a TV show on Netflix. What's it called? Afterlife, and he really fucking pushes the boundaries.
Oh, it's
brilliant. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that. We are speaking of those spam calls. I'm getting one now. I'm not gonna bring this in. It says spam risk.
Spam. It's always good to have a one. It is a clip in Afterlife, right? He's walking past a school and his nephew's being bullied. So he says to the kid, "No, fucking leave him alone." And this kid's like fat and ginger. And this fat ginger bully kid says to him, "Fuck off, pedophile." So Ricky Gervais calls him over. He says, "Come here. If I was a pedophile, I wouldn't fuck you, would I, you fat little ginger cunt? No, fuck off." And the kid just squirms off. That's just Gervais, man. He's got it's the way it rolls off his tongue. I think it's the way he writes things as well. It's
is he as controversial over there? People get worked up over his stuff over there as they do over here.
Probably not as much as they do in the States, but yeah, it does. It gets on people's backs. It's again, it's one of those things. You have not got to listen to or watch anything he does if you're easily offended. It's like Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr's another comedian in the UK. He gets quite a lot of flack every time he releases a special, but the last special he released, like, he was at the fucking cusp of what will be called cancel culture.
I want to play it. I don't know if you've ever seen this clip. I want to play it because speaking of the word retard, it's in here. Wait,
What
I
are you
got to make
talking?
sure the ad. Oh yeah, so the ad doesn't play. Let's see. I'm gonna share this. Ba, 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 ba. I don't know if you've ever seen this clip. Have you seen the Mind Dog clip where Ralph calls me a retard?
No, this I wanna
Here you
see.
go. Here you go. Bum, 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 bum.
Evening with the boss.
Matt was one of my first friends I ever had that I picked myself. You know, like that I got to pick to say, hey, I want this guy to be my friend, and we made friends, kind of thing. You know, other than that, it was the neighborhood kids across the street. We were in kindergarten, you know, and I got grandkids in first grade now, so it was a little, it's one answer. We went through elementary school together, and then from fifth grade we moved to middle school. You know, it's scary in middle school because you got kids coming from all the different elementary schools in our area, and they all meet in the middle school, and everybody's got to be tough. You know, so me and Matt were in the gym. We had gym one day, and we're in gym, and we're getting ready to do something, and this guy from a different school, Duval Gardens, I think. His name was Michael Bates, and I guess he was trying to make his bones, you know. But he gave Matt a shove or something like that, and friggin' oh my god, like the whole here comes retard man. Sprung. He was like, and he grabbed him and lifted him and stuck him on the wall. And we were kids. Well, he still had the mustache.
Hilarious.
Slammed him to the wall and froze him up there. And all of a sudden, man, my chest popped out. I said, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then he put him down. And then he was just mad again.
Brilliant.
Anyway,
Retard.
that's the boss.
The boss, man. I like that. Retard strength is great. I've seen that clip before. I've seen that video, not the one you just showed, but the video within the video of that kid picking up that bully and smashing him down. Is that what he was like?
I guess that's not exactly the way I remember it. I remember that kid Michael Bates was just taunting us and saying shit, and it just finally got pissed off, and I just went over and I grabbed him. I did stick him on the wall, and he banged his head against the wall. I got in all kinds of trouble for that. I don't remember just going back to being Mr. Calm after that.
Nice. See what you just said then is like I've experienced that over the years with a few people. Like my brother was one specifically, okay, because my brother he's younger than me by a few years, but he's a lot bigger than me, and he's a strong motherfucker, right? But when he was a kid, he was always a bit of a pushover and a bit timid, and he would always get not I wouldn't say bullied, not he get pushed around a little bit by his friends, you could say, and they always like looked at him like the punching bag because he was always the weaker one. But one day he came in and he was really upset. And my mother just basically marched him to the door and she said, right, because it was a few of the boys on the front waiting for him. So she took him to the front door. She opened the door. She said, get out there, give him a fucking hammering, and you ain't coming back in this house until it's done. So he went outside, give this boy a fucking pasting. And since that fucking day forward, nobody looked at him sideways. Just is like what you were just describing then, you know, it's similar fucking thing.
Yeah, you know, those quiet kids, and I was definitely a quiet kid. Those are the ones you don't want to push too far. I mean, because they bend, but when they are done bending, it could be trouble.
Enough's enough, yeah. Because he was because one of his this is a couple of years ago. He was in a pub. He was a bit younger then, like I don't know, 18, 19. This is years ago. And he was by the bar, and there was this older, bigger sort of guy there, just eyeballing my brother. I think it's probably because he was the bigger one there, and you always get these people who see the biggest one, and they think, you know, oh, I want a piece of that so I can build up my rep. And this guy kept like provoking, and my brother said, look, I do not want to fight. I ain't going to fight. I'm out with my friends. I want to enjoy my night. But this guy wouldn't leave her alone. So he went for my brother. My brother in one punch just basically fucking smacked him to the ground. And my brother left his drink and he said goodbye to his friends and got a taxi and went home because they ruined his night. He said, this is just, I do not want this. Like, I just don't need it. And he got a bit upset because that's what he had to do.
Wow.
But now he just don't give a fuck. You know, it's,
what does your brother do now? What does he do?
He's a plumber.
Plumber?
Yeah, he's a plumber by trade.
Is he happy in that life?
Well, he earns a good bit of money, you know. So
I
he's
know money is not
yeah, but
the key to happiness.
he is happy, you know. He probably wishes he could do something, I don't know, like football, or his knees are fucked now, so he's resorted to playing golf. But I mean, he's happy, you know. He's got two kids like me, two dream crushes. He's
Good
got a
for
nice
you know, I understand that, and I'm happy for people who can find happiness in that kind of life. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like because to me, and that's a one career profession, right? You do that your whole life,
yeah,
man. Like after 10 years of that, I could see it would be really cool the first couple of years. Yeah, I'm plumbing. I'm learning plumbing, getting good at it. Love that. But once you've mastered it and you've been doing it 10, 15, 20 years, it's like, dude,
yeah.
there's got to be more to life than getting up every day and working with pipes.
Yeah, that's probably the same with a lot of fucking jobs, you know. Like even like if
Absolutely.
let's just say you're a high rolling fucking stockbroker in the city, right? And you earn, you're able to fucking work the system, make yourself X amount of money, and then they start to buy bigger cars and do more drugs, and that I think that's why, like in the 80s, there was such that big thing of fucking stockbrokers living the life that they lived. You know, it was they were like the rock stars of fucking Wall Street, and there was nothing to do other than earn the money, and then they go and spend it on the big party fucking high lifestyle, you know.
Yeah, that's why I've had so many careers, is because I get bored easy
You get you
with
get
that
bored
shit.
easy, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kevin is my guest today, Sam Berlin. Now he's a young man. He's missed the show once before when he was scheduled to come back because he overslept. Because he's 21 years old. You sometimes you sleep through the alarm. You're
I
up
like
the night. I think that's probably what he did today. But Kevin has become the voice of common sense and obvious observations. Money removes a lot of problems common people face, but is no cure, but it helps. Uh, to that, I would say, yeah.
yeah, definitely fucking helps. And I've noticed as well, it's always people with money who quite usually say, well, do you know, money isn't the key to happiness. It's usually the people with money who will quite often say that to you.
I say it. I say it, and I don't have money. And I kind of, I'm at a point in life where it's definitely happiness is far more important than the money.
I
Uh,
completely
I
agree.
just
Yeah,
need enough, and I said this last night. I lead a very humble life, very small, humble home, not a big fancy home here, and I live in an area where there are a lot of big fancy homes, or at least people buying up the property because the property is beachfront property and in demand, and a lot of rich people want to buy me out or see
nice.
me or see me destroyed, so I have to move out. But I don't need anything, man. I fucking hook me up with what I got. I don't
Yeah,
need anything more. I got too much stuff as it is. Get rid of stuff. Things.
get
Things
rid of
will never. My
shit.
thing. Here's my thing. My thing about things is we kind of look at something and we want it. We have a lust for whatever it is. A new guitar, let's say.
Yeah, yeah,
And I say to myself, well, that guitar will not make me happy. If I'm unhappy, that guitar is not going to change anything for me having that guitar. I won't be happy by having that guitar. The only thing I it's not worth it until I can be happy without it. If I can be happy without it, then I could be happy with it
yeah. So
on everything.
buying a materialistic thing isn't going to make you happy, right? So you got to find the root cause of why you're unhappy in the first place, and then and try and fix it. And it's easier said than done, because
Right.
I think if you are really like, if you feel down, depressed, or like shit, I mean, I've done it a couple of times. I've sat down and I've had a really long, hard think as to why I feel like I feel. And you just think, how the fuck can I change this? And then you got to think, well, I've got to change the way my lifestyle. I've got to change my job. Then I've got to potentially run the risk of obviously having, a worse phone than I got now because I can't afford to pay that one. And I've got to cancel my Netflix subscription. And it's a fucking long, winding road, man. If you really take a step back and think, but ultimately, if changing a lot of things in your life makes you happy, then it's probably worth taking a bit of a financial hit, by
Yeah.
changing job, for example. Just little things you can do, which have a financial impact, but if it's going to make you happy, which is the decision I took, which is why I'm leaving my job the end of October. I'm taking a nice bit of money and getting a new job, and going to work from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Took a step back and I thought, this ain't fucking worth it, man. It's
I'm too impulsive. My whole life, and a lot of jobs were like this, or a lot of careers, or starts of careers.
yeah,
I just walked out. I no notice, just that's it. I fucking quit. I hate this fucking thing. It's I'm not happy here. See you later. And I've had people like supervisors or uh, superiors in companies like, where you going? And I think I'm going out to lunch or something. I fucking quit. I'm going to
yeah.
California. Fuck you.
Get the fuck out of my face. I'm fucking leaving. And I'm taking this fucking pen too, bitch. You know, it's
Uh-oh.
it's
Uh-oh.
who's we got the
Uh,
police.
uh-oh. We are the
Calling the
IRS.
police. Calling the police. Calling the police. So don't forget to tune into Of Dykes and Man today, Kitty Winkles, 6 p.m. UK time, whatever the fuck time that
Here
is.
it says this is from my voicemail transcription. Hello, this is a secure phone call from the state headquarters at 4800 Signature Drive, Raleigh, North Carolina. You are selected winner of the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes and association with Star International. Your claim code is, then anybody want to write this down? My claim code is 702948. You want to call these people back. And basically, they're saying I won a 2022 Mercedes-Benz, brand new 2022 Mercedes-Benz. Congratulations. Please call our claim department.
Amazing. Yeah, it sounds
Just
like
as I'm saying I don't need any things, I'm winning a Mercedes-Benz. This is how the
winning.
universe works.
Yeah,
So I got to go. I got to go get my car, man.
yeah, he's off. I'll take over the show. You go and do what you gotta do. We have like probably the same as the States, like you just had then. We have these fucking stupid morning shows, right? And every morning there's like, if you phone us now and you say the code word, whatever, you got a chance of winning a luxury fucking car. But the average person who's watching these morning shows hasn't got a job. I only hear them because I'm working from home. And if you win a fucking £120,000 Merc or whatever, you can't afford to keep down the fucking road. You're too busy watching daytime TV shows.
Right.
You
I'm
can't
gonna call.
afford
I'm gonna
tax.
call these people back. Let's see.
Do it.
Uh,
See what
uh,
happens. Fucking pigs. I'm gonna be here till about 3:30. Another 15 minutes. I gotta go and cook barbecue.
Yeah, you do whatever you need to do. It looks like my show today is going to be. It won't let me call them back. How about that?
Come on, win a Mercedes, man. Sell the Mercedes. Buy some iPads and Macs and shit.
Nothing.
Nah.
Come on. Audio iMac.
Fucking pigs.
Nothing. No.
It's a scam, brother. They would probably ask you though to fucking put a payment down. If you just pay $10, then we'll secure your place in the raffle or whatever shit.
Ringy dingy. One ringy dingy. Come on, you're gonna scam me. You got to pick up the phone.
Get up! I'm gonna come and kick your fucking ass.
You fucking people don't know how to run a scam.
They're piss poor, man.
Do you
Absolutely.
hear voices? I'm hearing voices, and it's not on your end, right?
There's nothing on this end.
It's like changing lines and shit. It's really weird.
Bizarre.
Oh, come on. Pick up the phone. We're wasting their time here.
Get the fucking answer in the phone, you pig.
I'm hearing, there's people in the background there.
Yeah, someone's gone to lunch. They're just taking their headset off and thought, fuck it. I'm not going to change my status.
Yeah, fuck these people. Oh, that's a loud one. Last chance. Last chance to steal my money.
Hell yes.
I'm giving you a chance to rip me off. Now, don't balk on it. I still want to do that thing where I call in businesses I don't work for and call in sick.
Yeah. That's a good one, yeah. That'd be a good one.
Oh. Hello? 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 Hello, scammer? You son of a bitch.
Scamsy.
I want my Mercedes.
The man just wants a Merc, you know? You
Fucker.
motherfuckers.
Give me my Mercedes. You
Goddamn
people
whole
suck.
pig.
Give me my car.
Could you
Uh,
afford to keep that fucking Merc on the road though? Like we were saying, it's crazy. You know?
yeah.
There
Well,
was one in another fucking one in the UK. They were offering like multi-million pound homes on the coast, like giveaway prizes.
right.
It's
If you
like
get a
I
new Mercedes, if you win a new Mercedes, I think the insurance rate for in America, like if you're a good driver, the insurance rate on a brand new vehicle is going to cost $100,000. You got to have collision on it, so that's going to be probably like I don't know, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month.
oh for sure, for fucking
You
sure,
just
yeah.
want a bill, or you want a $1,500 a month bill.
Yeah, yeah. And usually that's why these people they will say, yeah, you can win a car, but you also get £70,000 tax free as well, because they know you need that £70,000 to fucking get that car on the road in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, I would just be selling that puppy for things that I actually want, you know. Not need. I don't think we need as much shit as we buy, but we all want shit that we don't need. So, you know.
We got the chat room worrying about paying bills and stuff.
Bill Schmills. Just go on
Can,
the black web and just like fucking auction off a kidney or something, you know?
worrying about paying bills takes a lot out of people. Well, only if they haven't learned to not give a fuck.
Yeah. Well,
Learning to not give a fuck is
like,
like because William, when he couldn't pay his rent, he was $200 short on his rent, was freaking out so bad that he went to rob a
I
flower shop.
remember him saying, hilarious.
Now, the deal there is to not give a fuck because, especially here in America, I don't know what it's like over there. Eviction process can take 6 months, a year. Like
Oh,
you
insane.
because you're a day late on your rent is no reason to go get yourself a 10-year
Yeah.
jail sentence.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same here as well because you know they will always have like TV shows of like landlords trying to evict their tenants because they are piss poor, and some of these landlords are right to go through the process because they haven't had a payment in months and the house is basically left to run derelict, which is fine. But all these people do they just keep going to court and they will
I've
it's the
done it
same.
many times to try to evict people out of here. People we took in off the streets who had nothing, give them
Yeah.
a room, and then they refuse to leave after they rob you, and you still have to go to court and get them evicted officially and all that stuff.
In fucking sane. It's absolute bonkers. It's like nowadays, in the UK, we're going through a huge fucking energy crisis, right? Where the energy bills in October are looking to go up by another, I don't know, fucking 30-40% or whatever. So, but I used to, I still work in an energy company, but they can't just disconnect someone's energy if they don't pay their bill. It's same as evicting someone. It's a long, lengthy process to go through to cut someone's electric off, you know?
Yeah, I would see that, especially in like winter heating stuff and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, if let's just say, for example, you I don't know, you need an electric fan as well as your central heating to keep you warm, because you have achy joints. You could just say, no, I need electric on at all times because I have joint issues, and therefore I need this electric fan near my bed. And they can't disconnect you because it's a care of duty because you've got a medical concern and issue. They can't cut you off, man. So point being is, there's a scam, right? Not even a scam, there's a grift in the system. They want to charge you stupid money to keep your lights on. You play the fucking system. You phone up your energy company and say, sorry, I need electric on supply because I may have to have an oxygen tank or fucking an electric heater in my house. And they'll put a little note on your account to say, dependent on this because of this medical condition. Fuck
yeah.
you. I'll pay what I pay when I pay.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
grift.
Yeah. So I never stress. I used to be the kind of person who Kelly's talking about, worrying. I don't fucking worry. What's gonna
Yeah.
happen is gonna happen, day
I'm
to
on
day.
Kelly's side. I do naturally worry about some things sometimes, but not too much. But
That's because you're young. Once you get old, you lose your worry muscle. I lost my worry muscle.
Kelly, work the system.
It's
If
in
you
my
if you're
pants somewhere.
struggling to pay a bill, look into it. Look in how you can work your way around that. You know.
I'm an old person. I'm a senior citizen. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Throw me out on the street? I can't. I'll never make it.
Offer small payments. Yeah. So you owe us, $3,000 or pounds or wherever the fuck we are in the world. You say, yeah, I'll pay like $5 a month to cover the
Yeah.
fee. Can't afford it. No, sorry.
Come to see me after I'm dead. There'll be a line of.
Yeah.
Uh, I know you got to go, but you
I got
got
another few 10 minutes or so.
Dykes and Man coming up today. Give people a reason to tune in. Come on, get them excited. Give me your big promo. Like
Right.
this is your one chance to really entice people to really get on, subscribe, tell their friends to subscribe, share it. I shouldn't have to do this for you. Come on,
I'll
let
do
me
it
hear
now.
your pitch.
Basically, Dykes and Man is probably the greatest podcast out there at the moment. If you are trying for a baby and you or your partner is infertile, you come on the Dykes and Man fucking podcast. We will fertilize those eggs so fucking hard. You'll be pushing out fucking triplets, quadruplets. The fucking works, man. Can't afford to pay your bills? Listen to the Dykes and Man podcast. You'll go and take a shit. You'll be shitting out diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
I know that.
You know,
Well,
the
that's
roof is
pretty.
falling down on your fucking head. Tune into a Dyson Man because the roof will not fall on your head. Instead, what will happen is the wind will blow it onto your stupid fucking neighbor's car and it will kill their dog.
Oh fuck! You just hit a fucking nerve there. You hit a nerve. That was pretty good. You probably could use just one or two few fuckings in there.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
my neighbors, because my property is a hill, and
Yeah,
then my neighbor lives up on top of the hill, and she doesn't do anything to fucking maintain her property at all, except once a year she has the guys come, illegal immigrants come and clean and do her yard. But they blow the shit down the hill onto my property. That's the way
yeah,
they clean her yard.
right.
It's. I don't want to start a war with her over it, but I know it will kill her, and then I'll be a really bad guy because she's got some health problems. So if I start arguing with her, she's probably going to take a stroke and die.
She could get a clutcher. Yeah, yeah. She could be another one in your of your victims in the crawl space.
That's true. That's true.
We know how those bodies end up there, don't we?
Yeah, I do. Well,
Your
now you're pulling my cover.
your garden's pretty fucking steep, right? You got a pretty steep garden.
Different areas, like it's really
Right.
steep. Like in the front, it's just like hilly, but in the back, I have two different hills. One that goes up towards where the deer live, out back in this. There's this hole in the ground where all these deer live in the back of my property, and then the side stuff here going towards the neighbor stuff is like a 45-degree slope. So it's a perfect ski hill
Great.
for her to. And she
Is
has a pool, and she empties her pool like every year. She just brings the hose over to the end of her property, so it points down the hill towards my house, and then my basement gets flooded because of her fucking pool water coming down
because
the
of
hill.
the dirty, gashy, arse stench pool waters in your fucking
Motherfuckers, like people have no courtesy. And she's like, "What am I supposed to do?" I was like, "I don't know what you're supposed to do, but you're not supposed to point it down the hill at my house."
Yeah, shouldn't she just buy like a pump system and just like do it like spit it fucking
Yeah,
elsewhere?
that's what she does. She pumps it out of the pool over to
Onto your well, you know what I do, yeah? What we're gonna do is next time she fills the pool up, you go in there with like fucking like gallons of hair removal cream and just pour it into the fucking pool. I'm talking gallons of the shit. So when she jumps in, she comes out fucking bald, you know?
her daughter, her adopted daughter, is a fan of the show, and she's probably watching right now. Hello, Allison. I'm thinking about. I'm talking about yours. Yeah,
Allison, these are jokes written by Brett Brock and
they're
not
not.
produced by Nat
They're
Marble.
not jokes. I think she knows. I think she knows I'm not joking.
Yeah, but just in case, blame Brett Brock for writing the script, and this was produced by Carl Mann. This episode was so.
Yeah. So, but what I want to put out there is, Allison, if you're so inclined, please don't tip it off. If we want to carry through on all these plans, please don't ruin them for me. That's all.
Don't
Because
ruin
you're in for the inheritance. You're gonna get all. If she goes,
Yeah,
it's yours.
yeah. We'll also give you the leftover hair from the bottom of the pool as well.
No,
You know?
Allison's a cool kid. I like her.
Cool.
So
I like Allison too. She sounds okay.
Eric, Elvis Costello liked Allison a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
All right.
was,
I'm reaching now. All right. I'll let you go. You have a good day. What do you do? We got.
I'm gonna my Keely's coming back. She's taking my boy and his friends to the local town just for an hour or two. So they're gonna come back, gonna cook them some barbecue. I'm working on my set for the Edinburgh Fringe, and then I'm gonna prep then for of Dykes and Man.
All right. How do you work on your set? What do you?
Just basically rewrites, just rewrites and rewrites, and then
Isn't there any place you can go and just kind of test it? Some of it because you haven't
yeah,
been.
there's a few open mics around in well there's a lot of open mics around in Cardiff, but again it's just like getting this. I'm just being a bit lazy at the moment as well, but I'm doing what I'm doing at the moment just to
No, you
I'm
can't be lazy.
we,
You can't afford to be lazy anymore. We're gonna have
yeah.
to come
But
over
it's
there and
not even
light a
laziness.
fire under your ass.
It's part laziness and part being ultimately fucking busy. But I'm in a position now where I'm starting to like I said about having a chat to myself, refiguring out what I want to do, and making decisions in my life and tuning into different directions. So I'm in a position now where I'm feeling better and a bit more positive about things. I've got a lot more time, a lot more energy, or at least I'm making time and energy. So I feel a lot more productive within myself. So
Why don't you become a coke dealer and snort the product, and then won't be lazy about anything.
don't get high in your own supply, and then I'll have the big men knocking my door, breaking my legs because they can't afford to pay for the drugs that I. Yeah. So
I guess that's a good enough reason not to become a
hell
coke dealer.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a great day. Thanks for popping in and saving
No
45
problem.
minutes of the show. We'll see
No
you later.
problem. Speak soon. Tune in later, kids. Bye.
Dykes and Man of Dykes and Man at 1 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you watch that today. Report on anything that they might say about me that might be cast me in a bad light. I want to know about it so I can retaliate. Look, looks like Sam is definitely sleeping. My guess that this has been one of those weeks. I wouldn't tomorrow. Sam Stewart. I think Stam will show up. Sam Stewart, a road warrior comedian, will be with me, and I think as of now, Jess Paul will be my guest co-host tomorrow, and barring any late minute last minute bookings for some kind of film project or commercial project or something like that, she will be here tomorrow. Of course, she is a quite in demand actor, filmmaker, artist. So you never know. She could get something that's more lucrative, more interesting than this. And that would just include just about anything. Anything and everything you could think of is probably more lucrative and more interesting than this. So there's that. Anyway, I think I'll probably cut it short here so I can go stress out about whether I'm going to have a gig here or not. What's Kevin say? Dig a hole, get a sump pump, and pump it back up the hill. I have holes and sump pumps. You're not understanding how big this property is, or how big the hill is. This is not. It's not like it's a 12-acre piece of property, and the hill is probably, no exaggeration, probably about 250 feet high and about I don't know, 300 feet in length. You're not pumping up. You're not pumping up 40,000 gallons of water back up the hill with any sump pump. It just doesn't happen. We have sump pumps around all our basement windows, dug in as a trap, so that because of this problem. But no, thanks for that advice, but that's not practical. And I have to have a Hoover Dam, the Army Corps of Engineers come here and create a system for me to keep that water out of here. Not going to happen. Anyway, sorry to disappoint again with the guests and the co-hosts and the falling down on the job by me. I'll have to fire myself. That's all there is to it. So anyway, I don't have a show tonight. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Coffee with the Dog, and hopefully I will have my guest co-host, and I will have my guests show up. So that's the show for today. I'm going to end it right here. Thanks for coming. Govs, you got a half hour early off today. Yeah, no, it wasn't one of those ghost pools. Anyway, so that's it. I'm out. Remember to turn on your radio. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Listen to me now. Listen to me. Listen